Hello, you too. I remember my best friend, a big sister, Miss Alicia Davis, where rest in heaven, my big sister, rest in peace, Miss Alicia Davis. Okay, I had wrote down some stuff that I remember that me and my friend would talk about life and how life was. The stuff I remember that she would tell me. Life is life. We're all put on earth for a purpose. And one of my friends had called me, and that was on June the 30th. Later on that night, and was telling me that she had, was thought I had already know, and I told her no, I didn't never, I be so busy with my kid, and I was like, well, and see, of this year, 2021, she was like my friend, um, Tamika Harris. Okay, we're all friends. Okay, her name is Tamika Harris that had told me the information. So, I mean, me and her been talking and communicating, and and she was my friend anyway. But see, like when you lose a friend that's in our circle, the way I looked at it is life. All I know, the young lady was telling me, my friend, and she was telling me, well, our sister has passed. And I was like, our sister, you know what I'm saying? I know who my friends is, but see, it don't matter how I have, grown up as a woman to understand that I'm not aware of what's happening in my other friends and my other, you know, friends that was, still continue. She's, my friend always, even though that she had passed on and went to heaven to be with the Lord. And I was, like I was thinking about it, how it is, remember her in a good way, even though, I was hearing other information and stuff, but the main thing is to remember the good moments. That whatever, that the way I look at it is when you be sick, the way I look at, if you have a disability, y'all, this is to everyone, whoever is watching. If you have a friend and they have a disability, okay, and they take medicine, I'm gonna say it like that. It's the thing is when they take medicine and they have got grown, and you can't, no way around it. Maybe you know how it is when they got grown, that sometimes, prayer is good as well. I always would pray for her all the time. But see, she was having problems, where my friend, our friend was telling, my other friend was telling me, she was like, our sister was having problems. And I said, okay, okay. But, I know like when we were smaller, when she was a little girl, that yeah, she used to have spells and different stuff. But see, she was a grown woman. She probably like I'm 33. She right behind me, like uh, she probably she like 2 years older than me. She could have. I mean, like I'm just saying. I know she like right behind me because I'm 33. She got to be probably, I mean, let me see, she would be 35 probably. See what I'm saying? She 2 years older. Cause my kid's father, he just turned 34, and if she was born about around his around like after us, she got to be around 34 or 35. I'm just saying. But I would have to ask my friend about it. But she's still on in her 30s. But a little later 30s. You know what I'm saying? Not real. She's not that old, but she like probably say I say she gotta be right there. Between you know we all still young people. She's just older because I used to call her big sister all the time. And so as I remember all the memories about Miss Alicia Davis, is my friend always, she was always there for me. And she always was, you know, um having uh moments she would tell me of. She would like tell me about relationships, and she would tell me, say, well, sometimes men, girl, you just you know what I mean. Some men just trifling as ever, and she would have relationship problems. Sometimes she was telling me the little stuff, like the little problems and stuff that she would be going through and stuff, and I would say, girl, I mean, just deal with it. You know what I'm saying? So the way I looked at it, when we would do talk about the things that we needed to talk about as women, we talked about children, we talked about life, we talked about every little bit of life. And I used to ask her, um, cause me and my kid's father, that's his cousin, and that was my best friend as well. I mean, that's my chick right there. You know what I'm saying? I can't never sit there and that's like your homie, your your all the way around wonderful young lady. It's just she was in a state of, okay, if you ain't got older, I'm understanding what my friend was saying is, okay, she took medications. And the thing is, I said, okay, it's different when you get adult. What it was like, okay, coping going on. It's a lot of things could be in happen, but I don't know directly what the situation was about, how of the death, but I know she was having problems. But see, I have to ask her mother or her sister now that what was the cause of her leaving. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna sit there and put something out that I don't know really what really happened to her, but all I know, she passed away. And that's the way my grandmother taught me. If you find out someone has passed away or one of your close friends, you need to talk to their relatives and find out the real deal when they pass. All I know in my spirit, that poor baby, that young lady was tired. She had battled and battled, trying to get through what she was going through. She was going through so much. She took medication to help her be able to make it in this world. In this in this world, okay, if you got a problem, like a nerve problem, or you snap on, just snap, blurt out a snap on, like with snap. Sometimes she would have her days, she would. And I know that for a fact, because she was with me and my kids' father when I was going with my kids' father before we, split up. And I remember she used to give me all kind of advice about my kids' father. She was giving me advice, even though she was going through things. What I'm saying, she was a good friend. But see, as I had moved away, and got me an apartment to live in, what my friend girl was saying that our sister was going through a lot. She was battling, like trying to get through what you call the emotions that she was having. What she was looking at is she grown. And I know she was looking at a lot of other. She might say, "Well, I'm grown. I don't really need, you know, some, and like her mother stepped in and put her back into the facility to get help. Cause I remember like it been a while back, and see, the thing is, it was like all the years passing. She would go in, she would go out, she go out rehabilitation, and then I guess the way when 2021 has, that's my comment is how this went. I mean, you know how we don't know exactly what really happened, but I know one effect. My friend girl that was telling me, she was saying, that stuff was going around, and if you're in a rehabilitation place, you be there for like what you call for good there till you get yourself together. So I believe what was the end of it, that it wasn't no turning, it wasn't no other way for her to get to that point, to just, God took her on. I mean, she had been in that facility fighting and trying to get back what she could get back here. Like I'm sitting here talking to you, she was trying hard. She was fighting her battles. And I know she's in God's hands now. And I know that things, you know, went on with her that I wasn't aware of as I have, started my new journey of my life. She was fighting on the battlefield, trying to stay here. That's the way I look at it, because the thing is, when something happened, and I know it's like a lot of people have daughters, sons that's old as me, be 30, 40, they be 50, some of them be older than that be in a like a rehabilitation place trying to get their life straight. So she was trying and trying. I know she wasn't trying to give up, but the thing is, she was so tired. Mhm. Because see, she had to take medication all the time, and she'd be in these moods. Cause I remember the last time I had talked to her was sometime last year, in like 2000, about two, maybe two. It was like maybe like between 2008 to 2009. It's like a year or 2 years now. I'm saying I had talked to her the last time on the phone. I had the rehabilitation phone number because she gave me that number. And I remember the other time I think I might have misplaced the number, but it's somewhere in one of my books that I wrote that number in. I always had a cell phone number, but see, she I think over there, I don't know if you was allowed to have a cell phone or anything, but I had her cell phone number when she was out of the rehabilitation place. You know what I'm saying? Because I remember her number was like it started with a 601 6. 04 number, but I forgot what the other four digit was at the end, but I can remember that part. But I remember she used to call me at that number, and me and her would chat for like all the way to about 9 or 10 or something, and we just be laughing and joking and talking about the like when in the school days when we were going to school. She was like we just be clowning, laughing about old like all kind of people that uh we be talking about guys and different people that liked us and people that didn't like us. And then she said, "What? Why they trying to like us now?" And that's what she would tell me. And I told her, I said, "Girl, I don't know what's going on." And then she told me she had met this man and got in a relationship and everything. And I remember me and my kid's father, we went out there to pick her up to take her to Pizza Hut in Waynesburg. And I had just like I had my oldest son and my baby son. I had Christian, I had Damien and Tyree, and we all went to I believe it was Christian. I'm thinking, yeah, it was Damien too, cause he was a baby, and Damien was little, and he was a baby at the time. He probably ain't gonna remember her, but the thing is, my children was out there. I had a baby, and that been so long ago. That was 2011 when we went out there. It's a long time ago. I had went out there to her house when we had Christian. And shoot, we had went out there like after I had my babies and stuff, and she had a boy. She had a boy. It was her last baby she had, but see, she had a thing was called. She was trying to tell me it was inborn baby. She said inborn child. She said I had an inborn baby. The baby was full term, Ashley. She would tell me, and she said what it was. The baby heart had went out, so she pushed the baby in the world, but she had problems with a lot. It's like all kind of things in her life she was having problems with. But the thing is, you got to think about it. She was having all kind of problems, like things just, you know, it's just things went her way, like was going her way the way she wanted it. And I used to tell her, I said, "Sister, you got to pray." And then she was like, and she used to tell me, she's talking about, "I don't think it was meant for me to have any children." And I told her, I said, "Well, at least you tried. You gave it your best. You had a girl. The girl passed away. She had a boy. The boy passed away. But think about it," I told her when she was living, when me and her was talking. I said, "Just be grateful, baby, for God giving you them two children. They might have not lived that long, but about 2 seconds or so." But she said she hold that baby. She hold her daughter and kissed on her. And then she said they had took the baby, away and, um, and different things. So anyway, but I was um I was trying to do something to where I can be able to make everything better for the situation that was going on, because I mean I thought it made her felt better for me to be able to tell her that my two kids that I have, I said, "You might not be able to have any more children." Cause I mean she had went to the doctor and got it where She said she went to check and stuff. She had menstruals, but she just say sometime her stomach or something, you know, would bother her a lot. But I told her sometime it just wasn't meant to, for the babies to be, they weren't gonna be successful coming in the world. But the thing about it, that is a thing about, I don't know if she was understanding or aware of, but she took medication for herself, right? So the thing is, I understanding that to pass the message to other women out there, you two, that is, you have to be safe mothers out there. Even though you giving birth to a baby, you got to understand if the mother, if they had disability or had any kind of disability in the world, and they was born with, like, had like a emotion or a temper or anything, and couldn't kind of, get everything together like they supposed to. But the thing is, I was looking at that point, is they would have to not take medication. If it's a mother out there, or any kind of, mothers that soon to be mothers, or thinking about having children, if they have some kind of problem going on with them, remember, y'all, do not take any kind of medicine but prenatal vitamins. And if they having a mental problem and some kind of mentalness going on, never ever taking mental, medication that's for your mind or anything, you know, while you are expecting. You know what I'm saying? That's what I thought. That's what my mother was telling me. That the thing is, when you taking medicine for yourself, it might have disfected, like, like, have, effect on your child, your inborn child, what I'm saying. So what I'm looking at, that things was happening in her life that, might, maybe it was more, her mother did all she could. And I remember she used to call me all the time and tell me that, okay, she told me the second pregnancy, she told me about the first pregnancy, it wasn't successful. And I had always encouraged her. I said, encourage you to start again, to have another baby, but slow down, don't go so fast. And she had found the nice man to, she was going with, and they got together, and they was going to be new parents. So I mean, she would tell me things he was doing. And I told her, well, if the daddy ain't wanting to, be with you, or acting funny towards you, you might have want to move on from him. So the thing is, she was like telling me things about how he would be acting or get jealous or something. And I told her, well, it ain't no such thing. It ain't no such thing for a man to be doing all the jealousy stuff. So that means he was, into that point of getting jealous, or, he getting jealous about something he was getting jealous about. I remember she was telling me, and she said, well, he be telling me this or that. And I said, well, y'all, she would say they were trying to get along together. And then she just says, she straight just told me straight out, I can't deal with men. I'm just gonna stay in my trailer, get my SSI check. I'm my money I'm getting and go buy me some uh baby wipes, bottles. She had everything. I had everything. I remember when I went to visit her, me and my kid's father went to visit her and my children. And I had my two boys with me, and her belly was out. It was, but then one a cut once a month or so. I think it was November or something. We went to visit her right around Thanksgiving time or October. I think. Wait, hold up. Let me see. Wait. Yeah, Thanksgiving was getting ready to come up. It was October. Cause I remember we went out there and she was talking about the trick or treat. Make sure you bring the kids to get some candy. And that was the month we went in October to visit her. It was very nice and warm and cool. It was October. I remember we went out there in October because I kept telling her. I said, "Well, Krishan birthday in November," and she kept talking about. She said, "Girl, we need to go. We need to go out somewhere and celebrate your son's birthday." So we went to Pizza Hut in November. We did in Waynesburg. We had took her. We had went and celebrated my baby birthday. We had went to where else we took her? We went to sometime I think we might have went to Marie, and far as I know I had to call my kid's father and ask him, if he answered the phone though. But he's so busy this week because his birthday. And he be working. And I'ma ask him about that whenever I see him when he come back to visit uh our son up here. So I'm gonna ask him about it, and I know he was gonna remember because I remember because we went to Pizza Hut in Wayneburg, and then it was another time we had like these what you call friendship, like what they call date night, friendship date night, what it was. Go hang out with your friend. It's like it was a like a it was like a it supposed to be like a double date at first, but when we got to her trailer, her boyfriend was gone to work, and I asked, I said, your friend coming? And she said, nah, girl, he ain't gonna come with us. He gotta work. So he will work. And then later on, she was telling me that he was you know, went his separate way, went on by his business, didn't want to be in no relationship no more. And she said she was getting tired of his junk, what he was doing. Cause she said he was like, what you call, uh, and I told her, I said, she said, we out in this world and we growing up and we nice young women, right? But that ain't gonna make I told her having a baby by the man ain't gonna make the man stay with you. And that's correct, she said. She said she wasn't worried about him because she said she know that he was just after just one thing, the way she told me. And she was enjoying her life though, being single. So I used to tell her, I said, girl, I'm gonna have to find you somebody. And so me and my baby daddy, we would take her out to dinner with us and our kids, and she was just enjoying being out with us and trying to, we trying to help her mingle and find someone. But see, I don't know if she had any luck when she was with us, but I know she had a smile on her face. And I'm glad that I was glad to be her friend to make her smile all the time and tell a girl it's gonna be all right. You will find someone. I believe, she might have found someone, but the thing is, it was she had found love and everything, the love for temporarily for like a period of time. Her season had sailed with that relationship, so she's like, I'm just be single. I remember she told me, she said, I'd rather be single than be worrying with that the young man that I was in the relationship with. That's what way she used to tell me. And I told her we all was had something in common because we went with someone. We both, me and her, both had went with guys. Would run into these guys, bad boys. We both love bad boys, and every guy we went with would always not be right. And I told her, I said, well, I hope one day. And and she kept saying, it was I remember it was somebody, she was saying he was she would tell me around December, yeah, when they little boy had passed away, she said he got mad at her and said it was her fault that the baby died. It wasn't her fault that they baby died. The baby was just sick, and he blamed her, what she was telling me. And that right there wouldn't, I know that right there, that man what was in my friend life wasn't meant to be with her, because what man gonna blame the mother of their child that they killed the baby? I said no, the baby, it just wasn't meant for the baby to be there because she was sick. You know what I'm saying? She was sick in her body. So how it just, I mean, she was sick, she was inside. So what could I do? She was having mental problems. Like, she was a good person, but she was having a problem. But the thing is, she took medicine for her for her for her, well-being of her life, to keep herself going. If she didn't have the medicine, it would it wouldn't be right. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, she wasn't gonna be able to function in the world without that medicine. Long as she had her medicine in her, she was be able to focus, write, write anything on the paper, numbers, everything. But when she didn't have the medicine, she would be a different person. But to me, when she was around me and my kid's father, I mean, yeah, sometimes she would, get excited and get the laughing or something, but that was just her. But see, its thing is, you just have to pray each day. I had prayed for her all the time, but um she didn't make it out of the facility. She didn't. So I mean, practically she had gave up because she was tired, and she had to leave to go be with the Lord, because I mean, she was fight. It's like she fighting her battle. That's what it was. And people don't realize, when people when you have uh, a good friend and a good person was in a facility, and you would never ever think, you'd be like, when I was around her, you like, what the world, what she need to be in a facility for? She's down to earth, love the Lord and everything. It's just sometimes what I call it is, like I say, like, we all these days have things that happen to you and stuff, and I mean, anything, you can't um be in the world without taking your medication. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, it's just, it's like, I call it, the way I call it, it was just like, I mean, she needed help, and her mother did the best she could to help her. Like, all these time, it's, she was fighting them. What I mean, like, she fighting demons. What I'm saying, she fighting demons away from her. You know what I'm saying? I'm saying, like, by her not being able to take her medicine, that's what I call the devil had took over. You know what I'm saying? She probably was taking her medicine in the play, and then she might not been taking it at all. Because I mean, I remember she used to be saying she didn't need that. You know what I'm saying? And I used to look at her. I said, just go on and take your medicine. That's all it is. Where you can be calm and relaxed and be able to talk to us, in a nice courtesy way, not so hyped up, you know what I'm saying? But I loved the energy she had. That's the way she was. That way God made her. So where I was at the time when she passed, I was at my home in February, and I never ever know anything about she had passed because I'm not around like all her. I was around her mom and sister, and her sister is married. She in her own zone, But I know when they got that call, I know her sister was on that way out there to her mother's house to comfort her mother, their mother. You know what I'm saying? Their mother. I mean, and cause that was her big sister. See what I'm saying? So her sister named Carrie. She's a Davis, and yeah, and I was like, she and I mean the big sister was Alicia Davis, and I know her sister went to her mother's rescue to go on to Massville to see about her mother, because I know that was a shocking thing for any mother to find out that their daughter had passed. And I was in shock when I found out this is months later now, I'm telling you. That was just like a couple of days ago. That was June the 30th. Because see, I have, you know, a friend, and I went to him to tell him, because when you have a fiance, if you have a fiance and they're gonna be you know, your everything and your future husband, you should be able to come to your husband and tell him, well, something is bothering me. So I told him, but even though I tried to tell my mother, but my mother was very busy. But I'm gonna call her and tell her why I was trying to talk to her, and see what my mother say on it, because it's gonna make my mother very sad as well, because that's one of my closest friends, and her cousin Miss Kiata works at the nursing home where my mother worked at, and we that's how I know Alicia, because she would be at the nursing home on Saturdays, and I had met her in kindergarten, but I had known her from kindergarten, but as we growed up, she was at the Lakeside Living Center. She would be up there with her cousin Miss Kiata, and Miss Kiata had her with her, hanging out with her cousin, her baby cousin, and joined her. And me and Alicia had went to the Coca-Cola machine. We went back there. We was back there in the when my mother was working up there at the Lakeside in the 90s, and we was young, and I would stay, like when I be on a Saturday or the weekends or something, I would be like uh go to work with my mother like on the Saturdays and stuff. And I would go up there, and me and her being there getting moon pies and everything when we were young. We were like, what's it called? I think she was like 13, um 13 or 14 she was. And Shoot, I wasn't but like I think I was like 12 or something. But I mean, she used to be up there, and we was teenagers then. I mean, I was like 12 or 13. She was 14. I remember. And we used to be up there in Lakeside. It been so long ago. But I remember that she used to be up there in the office, her and her sister. Cause her sister ain't that much older than me. Her sister is young as me. She was the oldest one. Me and her sister were about 12 something. 12 years old. And she used to be up there in the lakeside, and I remember her cousin would be saying like she had like the broom or something. She was like, you like help me sweep up or help me clean this out. She was teaching her cousin how to clean and stuff. And I kept saying, I said, "What you doing?" She said, "I'm up here in the summertime, spring break." She was enjoying being up there, you know. She said, "I go with my cousin to come with her to work, and where I can sit in here and enjoy these good old chips and stuff. Tell me I'm going in that vending machine. I'm finna get this and that out, and we finna sit down and chow chow down on these good old snacks. She would be eating the Starburst. She was like in what they call Snicker bar. I love them Snicker bars. She started me on them. The Snicker bar. I used to have the Snicker. She be just sitting there enjoying herself. And I said, "Girl, I said, we getting ready to go back to school soon." And we be clowning on folks and having a good time. And I said, "We gotta be careful up in here." And we went out in the hallway somewhere and hid in one of them rooms and be behind the little behind the janitor thing in the nursing home talking about hello, hello. And we would be doing we would be we would be doing all kinds of going to the water fountain, getting water and drinking it, going to the older people room and visiting them and talking with the older people. We used to do about a little bit of everything. And then, I mean, that's what we did in the summer. That's what I did when my mother was working in nursing home. I was with my mother at work. I wasn't at my dad's trailer. I wasn't at my mama and them trailer. Mama and daddy them trailer. I would go on to work with my mama in the summer. And I used to like this, I think this was like before they got the other bosses and stuff where hadn't got real strict at the nursing home back then in the 90s. You could go to work with your parent anywhere you wanted to go. Long in them nursing homes and stuff. See, they more stricter now. They don't be wanting like just anybody just coming in the nursing home. Since all the COVID-19 and all this virus and all the stuff took over the world, they would have it but see, I have to figure out what to, I always gonna um keep my friend in memory because I know that people out here in the world or in facilities, it be friends and stuff that I ain't seen was in a nursing home. I remember, and I remember I had told her about that, and she kept saying, the ones that from the past. Hey, I had friends. We had all kind of different people. A homecoming queen, all kind of stuff. Folk was in the band and stuff in the high school, and it's women and young men that was in all kind of activities in the high school. And I look at how my life is. We are truly blessed. The way I used to tell my friend, I was telling her in 2011 that how blessed we are to be able to I had children, she had children, but her children had passed on, but they had lived a little, not too long, and then they had lived, but they just didn't live too long though. But the thing is, I was trying to understand what was the deal was about the situation of all things that happened, that we it wasn't nowhere around, none of all the things that happened when we was teenagers, that stuff would happen. And she would let me know that things that bothered her when we was teenagers. Cause I talked to her all the way through till she finished school in 2006, and I finished 2007, and she graduated with my kid's father. So I mean, I went to her graduation. She came to my graduation. Um, I mean, I don't believe I got to go to her prom. That was in 2006. I had saved, it wasn't no use to going to that prom in 2006. I went to the prom in 2007 when I graduated. Like I was saving money. Everybody, sometimes you can't, I mean, I call that was just meant for them, them to have. But she showed me her dress and showed me what she wore. And when she came back to the school, I asked, I said, girl, how was the prom? And she would tell me about all kind of stuff about who was at the prom. See, she graduated my cousin Shayna Carter, my first cousin. And my baby daddy, he had took some pictures and brought the pictures back and and I remember Alicia had told me, she said, girl, she said my cousin might have went to the prom with that girl what was in that classroom with y'all. But I know one thing, that girl was at the prom trying to front and stuff. And I mean, she old as me now. And I already know she didn't want my baby daddy that time. She played the young lady. I didn't see Brittany. She wasn't really Brittany Clark. She really wasn't studying my baby dad no way, cause she said that boy, she just wanted him to take her to the prom. And then when she got to the prom, she had went on and went over there and danced with somebody else. And that's what me and my best friend Alicia used to talk about. Me and her used to be saying that, how it is when people, young women, will play men, and young men will play women. And she said the thing is, she just, wanted somebody nice looking. Yeah, my baby daddy was nice looking at the time. But he was just quick to go with anybody. That's why I'm gonna just tell the truth. He was quick to go with anybody, and he was at the time. Oh, she asked me. I said, really? I said, go on to the prom with her. That's what I told him. I said, anyway. And then what tripped me out, the girl didn't even know what the thing is. Shoot, they went in his that girl mama van, and they had went on and sit and drop that lady had he was in his mama's red little car, and had enrolled in the van with them, but he had drove the car over there. See, that lady went there, she was real strict about her daughter. She wasn't then going down nowhere. Uh and uh and I said, well, I said, if ain't nothing gonna go down, they know nothing wasn't gonna go down with her mama in her van anywhere anyway. Because the young lady, because I had talked to my friend Alicia about that, and Alicia had passed on though. But when she was living, I had talked to her, and back then in 2011, and that's what me and her relationship um was at friends, that she would tell me things that was on her mind. She was a well-spoken young lady. She wasn't scared to tell me how she felt about something when she went to a prom. I would, when she got back from the prom. I know she had went to the prom though, but I was at the house in 2006, and I said, "Girl, how was the prom?" And she would tell me. She said, "Girl, your man." Talking about, I said, "Which talking about, my man, or you mean my friend?" and she talking about, oh, he talking about he was what you call it, was acting, trying to act like that was her man or something. And I mean, the thing is, I mean, my baby daddy, he wasn't my man. He was just a friend at the time. It's just later on we had got, to know each other. And that's what me and Alicia would sit and talk about, the relationships, how we started out as friends. And then somebody would she said she used to see just how it was when we was teenagers and younger, little young adults, how the same way you got people would try to use you as a child. We was teenagers. And she said, girl, that dude the same way. Tell me any guy that was young and was going with you, he always moved to the next one. And what it was, my kid's father would move on, like, I guess moved on through the school or something. He was dating people, but see, I didn't have no car or anything to go to the school. And excuse me. And Alicia, her sister, her younger sister, had her license. Or her mama, I think it was her mama and them, but they used to ride the school bus. But later on, that her sister had got her license and they were going to school in the cars and stuff. And Alicia, she would be with her sister. Her sister be making sure she had a way to school. She didn't ride the bus all the time. She ride with her sister. Her sister had a car and everything. Had worked at Pizza Hut, worked at all these different places, and she used to be at Pizza Hut down here in Quitman with her sister and enjoying. Um, she would when they see, I think the first of the month she had got her check and got her money. She go down there and buy pizza. We had took her to Quitman and Waynesburg. Me and my baby dad, we did, and we went and ate out up here. Sure did. I remember just like it was. And we got in the car. I told him, I said, we going back out that by out that Archusa way. I said, we finna get ready to go back home. And yeah, we had went to Weinberg and Cooper. We used to go everywhere. Go to Bumpers, got some food. We had went to Bumpers that the last time we were with her, it was in 2011, and we had got some food. We went with Grandma Willie Mae, Miss Willie Mae Parker. We went with his grandmama, and she was in the car. It was Miss Willie Mae, Alicia, and all of us. We had went down there, and the we used to hang all together, and we picked up we made sure we had picked up a his grandmother, I believe. We had Miss It was Alicia. I believe he had picked up Alicia first, but we had went down there and picked his grandma up in that road, I believe. Yeah, we probably had went and picked up Alicia first, I believe we did. But either way it go, I believe we picked up his grandma first, and then we headed where Alicia was. Cause Alicia stayed a little further. We picked up the grandma, Miss Willie Mae, and I mean Miss Willie Mae, and I remember Alicia had asked Miss Miss Willie Mae um how she was doing, and then Miss Willie Mae said, "Who child?" And my kid's great grandmother, she was in good mind, but at that time, way back then, because that was like way before she had got sick and everything, and she was living and everything. All of them was living, and we had made it on to quit me. And I remember I told Alicia, I said, did you enjoy yourself at the bumpers and Pizza Hut? Where we had it was bumpers up Pizza Hut we went to. And Alicia told my boy, they got this tea and everything. And she enjoyed herself. We took her out all the time to keep her from being bored, keeping her going. And I told her mama, I said, we'll be back. And her mama said, Alicia, you got your purse and wallet. That's what her mama always made sure that she had her purse and her wallet before she left her house. She said, you got your ID and everything. And I don't know that we ever get to go to any let's see, casinos or anything. But I know we went out to eat a lot. I don't know if we ever got to go at them places. She probably did went them places now with her cousins, cause her cousins, and her sister, them her folks and stuff, they would take her places too. She always would tell me down the phone talking about, well, girl, I got to go. I said, love you, sister, and that's what I would tell her. And she said, I love you, but I love you too. And I said, you have a blessed afternoon, blessed evening. And she said, and I told her to be safe. She would be going somewhere with her mama or her sister or her aunties. That was all the time. Her mama take her everywhere to Quitman. I would see her at Walmart all the time. I see her down here at the food stamp office in Quebec. Every time wherever she at, my nose would start burning. I tell you, and I know. I said somebody I'm gonna see, and she said, "Hey, girl," and I seen her at the food stamp office. That about two. That about a whole 2 years now. It was 2 years ago, but I had seen her mom about a couple months ago. She was backing her car up, and I think she had like bumped something. It was a car, something was in that parking lot. And me and my neighbor was telling her that she had bumped into somebody the car back there. See, it's like it was a lot of cars, like some cars in the parking lot. And she was trying to turn around. And I told my mom about it. My mama said she probably ain't barely touched them folks' car. She probably did. It just looked like she had hit they bumped their car. I don't know. It was just like, but she had told them people. Her mama had got out that car and told them people that she had bumped the car. She gave him an insurance card. All she had to do was call her insurance folk and tell the people that um she had like a little it was like a little a fender bender, like you bump into somebody's car, but wasn't nobody in that car no way. So it's just like it's just things that happen. She wasn't trying to bump nobody no way. But I know her mother very honest. She let somebody know that she had bumped that car. She did. So she but it's gonna. I mean, that's just a simple little thing. Like it could have been a lot on her mind at the time she was trying to get the car in the gears and stuff. See, like mostly, I remember when me and Alicia used to talk about stuff like that. She was like, if we live to get older, she said, wonder what we, she said, wonder what we be, what would it, what we would be doing when we got to them certain ages. I remember she used to ask me that when we was teenagers, and she used to be like, well, she was like, I pray that we live on and be able to get older. But see, sometimes it's like you have to take care of yourself. Life is bitter, like very what's the word for it? Life is very precious. See, you have to keep praying as you get older, praying to God for God to keep you in your right mind and keep you well grounded and stay focused on the Holy Ghost and keep focused on reading your Bible and everything for you to, walk by faith and walk by sight. Like you got to keep walking by faith. You got to walk in God's footsteps. You can't let things get you out of the reach of God. You can't let nothing get before God. You know what I'm saying? You can't put other things before God. But you do supposed to put yourself, you supposed to love yourself. You supposed to put God first. You'll be, you still gotta put God first, always in your life. You know your kids, your life gonna come. You gotta love yourself. You can't, you know, get angry. It's a lot of things that people do. Get angry about a lot of things that make yourself sick. That's why I'm saying when people got mental problems and having problems and where they taking medicine, you got to own up on what you got to take. If you got to take medicine, you got to do it, people. I'm telling, I'm speaking out for this one is because that's a very touchy, you know, subject. You got to let people know, you having a problem. So I'm saying out to the women and men that have problems and things that going on in your life, make sure you get all the help you can, people. If you have a problem, don't wait till it's too late. What I'm saying. So, I mean, that's a very touchy feeling, it's like a touchy thing towards people. It's very touching to me. It's very a touchy thing because I know I had a friend that had a situation, and her mother was trying to do everything in her power to make sure that she stayed here. She did an amazing job. She did give props to her mother, Miss Davis. God bless you, because you did all you could. Her sister, cousins, everybody in her family did everything they could. Everything they could. They made sure that they was just getting her the best care as possible. So I don't know nothing else to say but rest in peace to Miss Alicia Davis, because she left the world, and I wanted to tell her I love her, and we will see you. We will see you. I see you in my dreams, but we will have to meet someday in heaven. That's why I say to meet you again would be amazing, but I can't meet you again because we're I'm still in the land of the living. But someday we will meet each other again, my sister, because you have to rest in peace, and I love you from forever and ever. And I had my grandmother is in heaven, and I was like, I said, Lord, just, just keep that angel in your arms. All I know to say, because she's a one of a kind, bestest best friend ever. I just, she just kept me so joyful, y'all, and I just wanted the world to know that never forget Miss Alicia Davis, because she was an amazing young lady and amazing sister. She's an amazing auntie and everything to her sister's children. She was amazing. She's an amazing daughter to to her mother, Mrs. Davis. So God bless her and her family, and I'm still gonna keep her mother in prayer and her sisters and cousins and family and everybody. All I think of is she's in heaven with her father, because I remember she told me about her father had passed on, and she always said, she said, if I ever leave the world, I will be reunited with my father in heaven. And that's what she had told me. She was going to be reunited if she ever leaves the world. So she's with her father in heaven, and I swear I'm going to leave it and rest in peace to my sister Alicia, that my love forever. And he was like, yes, Jesus love. Yes, Jesus love, love her. Oh, Jesus loved her, took her on to our kingdom, took her on to glory, to the upper room. Hallelujah, hallelujah. She is free. She is free. Free now. She's in heaven with Jesus. Holy. She's with the Holy Ghost. Holy Ghost. I love my friend Alicia. God bless